Hello everybody, this is Magnaman. Um, I'm hobbling around here on my boot. They gave me the option, since the boot would work the same as a walking cast, and give me the option to take the boot off occasionally to wash my feet and keep it from getting all yicky. Um, They gave me the option to keep the boot or get the walking cast, so I kept the boot so that I don't get some of the the drawbacks of having a walking boot on walking cast on for months and months and months. This video will be about preparing your magnificent kit, and when I say kit, I mean your gear for winter storage. Okay, one of the first things you're going to want to really do is after you dry all your rope out is to prepare your carabiners. Okay, this one I cut off of the rope that got lost with my big grappling hook. Now you'll notice how the shrink wrap that it came with pulled away, and you now got this nub here that catches on stuff. Okay, and here's the actual rope from Peggy's kit. I have already taken off the electric tape that I had put on here to allow that area here to dry completely before continuing. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to rewrap this whole area here to make sure it stays in good condition and doesn't catch on things. So I'm using standard electrical tape. It's cheap enough, and it seems to work well with the underwater stuff. So I'm just wrapping this lightly around, going around once and then back up. And the reason we're doing this is, like I says, you get those nubs. Where I put that one, there it is, sticking up like this off of your carabiners, and that can catch on stuff. So we want to keep that from happening, so we're wrapping this up and we're going back down around one more time. We're making sure this is all nice and tight. And this will also help protect your investment in your rope from fraying and dry rotting. Now, you can see no more nub. And you'll probably end up having to do this once every about 10 adventures that you have there. Because what happens is the same thing that happened with these kits, is the shrink wrap that they came with tends to slide up the rope, okay, after a while usage. The same thing happens with this electric tape. And since you don't want to untie your knot once you tie it, if you can untie it, to re-shrink wrap it. That's why we use electric tape. And we're going to do the same thing on this one. Now this one's nub is significantly bigger, so what we're doing with this one is we're starting underneath it, coming around, and you can see how I started underneath to give it something to grip to, and we're coming around and tying that back off, making sure that that's tight against the rope itself. And like I said, you want to make sure your rope is completely dry before you do this, because if you don't, then you're sealing in basically all that moisture, and over the winter time your rope will tend to get more frail and dry rotted. So that's why you want to make sure that when you do this, your rope is completely dry. And there. Now you can see on hers, both carabiners are now done. And we'll put that aside for now. The next thing we're going to do is address the magnet itself. Now here you can see the magnet. I've done a fairly good job of keeping these fairly clean and debris free. However, for winter storage, we want to take a few extra steps. Now I'm probably going to catch heck from some people, but as this video goes on, you'll see exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing. And what we're going to do is we're going to get some mildly soapy water, warm, and a disposable rag. And we're just going to wipe your magnet down, getting all that rust and that metal off of there. Getting it all down there. And it doesn't need it this time, but probably next season if we use it more, I'll probably end up having to use a mild like Scotch-Brite pad on it to make sure that all the scores in that get cleaned. But now here we have a wet magnet, and that's not good. So the next step is we're going to set this aside, put that aside, and we're going to get another rag, and these microfiber rags that I'm using are really, really good for absorbing moisture. Okay? And these I get from Walmart, and they're like 6 or 12 of them fairly cheaply. Okay, now here we now have a somewhat dry magnet. It's been cleaned. And we're going to set it aside right now. Put that right there. And come back to that later. Now, another thing we want to talk about is glove maintenance. Now here's a typical pair of gloves that we use. And you can see they're not in bad shape. You know, the cloth on the back is in good shape. So we're just going to use that same soapy water and rag to give the rubber part of these a wipe down. We don't want to stick these into the washer because we don't want to risk, damaging them. Or since we live in an apartment complex, we don't want to risk somebody complaining that we're sticking like really nasty, dirty stuff into the washing machines that they have here. So we're just giving the rubber part here a nice little wipe down. We'll set that aside to dry. And the same with this one. Making sure all the nooks and crannies are cleaned. And what we end up doing with this, after we're done, is before we put it back into our kit, we'll hang it from a clothesline for a couple days to make sure that they're totally dry. And then we'll put them in our kit. Okay, now, the next thing we're going to do is, now a lot of people use WD-40, but I don't have any, and I'm on a fixed income, so what I do have is a little bit of motor oil. So I put some motor oil into a bowl. And we're going to dip this side of the cloth into that motor oil and give this a nice little rub down. Don't worry about, extra residue right now. We're just rubbing it into the magnet, making sure all the nooks and crannies are filled with oil. And it doesn't take much. And then we're going to go through and gently dab it. We want to keep the oil on there for our winter storage, but we now have a cleaned and oiled magnet. A lot of your people will have these in your kits. Now, I've never used these. These might be nice little ice scrapers or something for the window of the car. So we're just going to set them aside. And that's basically, grappling hooks. Okay? When you get your grappling hooks, it'll look similar to this with these little end caps on them. Make sure whenever you take these end caps off that you set them aside so you can put them back on. Okay, now this grappling hook has never been used, so the end caps are still off there. But I put the end caps back on my other grappling hook. Not the big one, because that one's a monster. You can go Batman climbing with that thing. I swear to God, after it's all spread out, it's like that long. And it can hold some weight. But unfortunately, trying to get it, I broke my ankle, so it's still stuck where it was at. Anyhow, that's the video for tonight. I hope you enjoy it. Leave any comments or suggestions about the content of the video. Now, looking at the magnet, you see the eye bolt still attached. That's because we put that thread blocker on there. And I just don't want to deal with, having to heat that up, because if you heat your magnet, you might risk demagnetizing it, so it'll stay on there. You'll notice in the little styrofoam piece we have here, I have a cutout so that metal piece, that eye bolt, will go right through there and it sits steadily and sturdy. Okay, thank you, and you have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again soon.
Hey everyone, thank you for watching my video. I hope it was entertaining for you, and if you liked the video, click that like button. If you want to be updated of future videos when I upload them, click the subscribe button and you'll be the first ones to know. Once again, thank you for watching my video and have a great day.